Hello? Who's this? Hello? I don't know what time it is, but it's very early. So, thanks. Come on.
You've reached the Bates residence. Mr. Oswald Bates, that is. Not Mr. Norman Bates, for all those callers who may be familiar with the works of Mr. Alfred Hitchcock. If you would like to leave a message for Mr. Bates, assuming that he's still around, please do so after the beeps, and he will call you back within 24 hours without fail. If, of course, he's still able to do so. Much obliged. Beep.
Oswald? Pick up the phone, Oswald.
Oswald! 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 Can you hear me? It's me, Marilyn. Ambulance, please. The ambulance. I've got a man here. He's taken an overdose and he's taken... Yes, he's still alive, yes. Barely. I need an ambulance really quickly.
Oswald? There's an ambulance coming. You're still there? You're staying with me because you phoned me just half an hour ago. You could dial my number, so you can't have fallen too deep. Have you? Why'd you take all the bulbs out, leaving just one? Typically perverse. What are all the tapes for? What are the tapes for, Oswald? What's on here, Is this something? Which...
This is for Marilyn first, and then for everyone else. A full account of what I have found now follows.
Can you hear this?
It follows right now.
What's that for, Oswald?
We can't tell yet if there's been any significant brain damage. We have to assume there's probably been some damage, the interruption of the blood supply to the brain. We won't have any real idea until he regains consciousness. And of course, it is possible he won't regain consciousness for some considerable time. There's no guarantee, you understand, that he will regain consciousness. Does he have any family that should be notified? Does he have any family?
No, I don't believe he has any family. I've known him all this time, and I'm not really sure. That must sound strange.
So there's nobody else then?
That's right. Should I keep talking to him? I mean, loud, even without a response. Like you always read about people doing. Should I be doing that?
Absolutely. It won't do any harm. But I have to say, it's rather unlikely we'll see any immediate improvement.
I can't believe you've been this stupid. I really can't believe you've done this, Oswald. Why? Come on. Tell me. I still felt last night there was a chance of me getting somewhere, of saving the collection. And now I have to spend the time I've got left, vital time, talking aloud to you. You left me this teasing message. What can I do? Especially with you like this. I've got to start thinking like you. God forbid.
He's got me sneaking a little nap. What have you been up to anyway? You're carrying on with another visiting academic.
Carrying on?
Yes, carrying on describes it absolutely. Not too serious, but definitely physical. Hope this one's better than a Norwegian, the walrus expert.
He was a lovely man.
Oh, you missed the walrus? Do you know what I think is wonderful about our lives here? Have a chance to dream. Dream from looking at these pictures. And they let the mind float. They make connections between things. Daydreams, night dreams. We have space, time, no pressure. The most valuable things on earth.
Thanks, Oswald. We could still be doing that if you hadn't buggered everything up. There's a major surprise. I'm not enjoying talking like this. One-way conversation. Anyway, the major surprise is that I have got a mobile phone for the first time ever. Gonna get the kids into action since I'm stuck here.
Put that away at once. Mobile phones are not to be used in here. Surely you know that.
I'm sorry. No, I didn't know that. Another example of me not surviving outside. Right? I have to break the rules. Forgive me, everybody.
Hello, Marilyn? What's happened to him? Is he all right?
He hasn't woken up yet, but hopefully he will. I'm trying to make him. To help him wake up, I want you to go to his house with Nick. It's unlocked. And take anything...
What do you mean, take anything?
Wait a minute, listen. Whatever you see that seems to have something to do with this week,
This week?
with him searching for something, and take it to work, okay? Understand? Okay?
It's weird. This is definitely a weird place.
We've got to make a decision because all of this could be to do with this week. So, we've got to make a decision. Right or wrong. Any news?
Could you just leave us, please?
Mr. Anderson asked
We
me...
don't care what Mr. Anderson asked you.
Well, you need your privacy. I can understand that. Anyway, I have to go buy a coat. You know, a coat for the cold. A good coat.
Is he better? Is Oswald better?
Well, has he woken up yet?
No change, no news. He's still unconscious.
He will get better, won't he?
Cup of tea, please, Molly.
Do the doctors say he'll get better?
Nobody knows.
We put his stuff out here. We didn't know what you wanted to do with it.
This is our last day. And we can either spend the day on the phone, a last desperate ring round to see if we can raise anybody, or we can try and find out what Oswald meant by all this. He told me he was onto something. If somehow we can work out what it is, one never knows, it might do some good.
Well, what is it that Oswald has found?
We don't know, Veronica, clearly. It's probably a joke of some kind, a piece of whimsy. It's going to mean a lot of guesswork.
But I must warn you, we just grabbed everything from one side of the room. If there was vital evidence on the other side, well, it ain't here.
I see. Great. Well, we've got to make a lot of ruthless choices, otherwise we'll still be wading through his opera programs at 6 o'clock tonight. Split all this up. Everything that seems to go together, put it together.
Yeah. We'll do that.
And you, Nick, you listen to the tapes. All these tapes. Anything that strikes you as odd or interesting, just call me. Our other American friend, Mr. Anderson, will almost certainly turn up to make sure we'll be gone in the morning. You may disagree with this, but I'm not going to tell him about Oswald.
Why? Well, surely they'd feel sympathy if we tell them. They'll maybe give us longer.
No. As Oswald might say, if people feel guilty, they don't want anything to do with you. It'll make us seem even more unstable. He'll want us out more than ever.
That's going to happen anyway, isn't it?
While we're here, we have a chance.
Talk about clutching at straws.
She doesn't give up.
Veronica, can you come here a minute? You've known Oswald almost as long as I have.
I believe so. Yes, I'm sure you're right.
This is what I'm thinking. This is my first guess. It'll be about the American. Oswald probably wanted to startle the American, like he did when he found the street in Mr. Anderson's hometown. You think I'm right?
Well, yes. Yes, it could well be that.
Oswald always thought that impressed people, finding them a picture of their house from 50 years ago. So, I'm thinking this is probably about the American's background in some way.
Yes, it could well be that.
Is that all you're going to say?
No, I'm sure you're right.
Well, I'm not. Now, Veronica, can you remember? You talked to Oswald after he interrogated the Americans. You were there when it happened, weren't you?
Yes, I was there. I think for a little while.
Now, think carefully. Can you remember what town Mr. Anderson said his family were from?
It was in Ireland. Or was it Virginia? No, it was in Ireland, and it was quite a well-known town. I had heard of it. It was a Skib, oh dear, a Skib.
Skibbereen?
Skibbereen, that's it. I think.
Haven't you finished?
This will help. I mean, to help you find whatever you're looking for. Do you need me to stay?
No, Nick.
Because, it's just I've never seen you use this before.
Nick, it's okay. I can manage. I learned watching Oswald. Okay, so what the hell am I looking for? Gotta think like you, Oswald. I can't think like you. A connection. Something in this town. Something this family did. Oh, for crying out loud. They're so dull, these pictures, anyway. Is it something anachronistic? Something that shouldn't be there? Something that was invented long before we thought it was and kept secret? He was always good at prophecies.
I just saw somebody on the street with a phone. Yeah, a portable phone. A big, heavy thing it was. Soon, I bet you, everyone will have them. Much quicker than you think. Builders will have them on building sites. Bin men will have them. Piano tuners, secretaries, the whole world. I bet you.
So what happened? The talkies were invented here long before the jazz singer. Something military? Doesn't look like it.
Together they will form something, hopefully, that can be kept, published, even used by the mass media. And not even, I shouldn't have said that.
Something domestic, then. Something much more personal. Something passionate. Something sexual. More likely. Something sexual, powerful. Something really passionate. There you are. A bit earlier than I was expecting. I'm not packing up till the end of the day.
Fine. We've got till the end of the day. That's what we agreed.
So you're holding us to that timetable, are you?
Come on, Marilyn.
No, I know. Just checking. You don't have a picture of your mother on you, do you? Do you have a photo of your mother? Or even better, your grandmother?
What is this? Why this obsession with my mother? That's what Oswald asked me.
He did? That's great. When did he ask you?
When?
Yes, it's very important when he asked you. Midweek, was it?
Yeah.
Good.
He insisted on seeing a picture of my mother.
Well, he probably thought you wouldn't be carrying a photo of your grandmother. Most people don't. You're not, are you?
No.
So he was right, as always. Where's the picture of your mother? There she is.
She died 5 years ago.
I'm sorry.
You're trying to find something in my background?
You bet.
So Oswald didn't get anywhere.
On the contrary.
So why don't you ring him up and ask him?
He's
To the call?
He's not taking calls. What are you doing here, anyway?
I came to check on your progress.
Really? Well, I'm making progress right now.
Got anybody to buy the collection?
Some promising leads, which are still warm. Could come through at any moment.
There's nothing there, Marilyn.
Nothing where?
In my background. I can tell you about my grandmother. There are no surprises.
She must be here.
Why must she be here?
Because I think Oswald found her. She's here. She's definitely here.
There's nothing to discover.
You reckon?
She was the daughter of a local businessman from Gadarene. They were quite affluent, in fact. She went with an aunt on a trip to the U.S. when she was in her early 20s. And there she met my grandfather at a tea dance. She was a dutiful wife by all accounts. But she had just one child, my mother. I believe she lived for my grandfather, as often happened in those days. She died when I was 2 years old. I have no memory of her.
I think I found her.
Could be.
It is.
It could be.
It's your grandmother. Meet her as a young woman.
Okay, there's a good likeness, I'll give you that. Great, you found the picture. Can I keep it?
No, absolutely not. Certainly not yet. Come on. It's the beginning of the trail. So, is there anything here, please look, that has something to do with your family? Anything you recognize?
I don't believe there is. No.
Any of these words make any sense to you?
Nope. Seems a lot of the same word. Is gunge something? Gungerama.
No, it's not gunge something. Maybe it's gadgetry.
No, it's not gadgetry. Grenadier?
Or Gadarene, maybe. Does that convey anything?
Gadarene? No, it conveys nothing. Absolutely nothing.
Spig, could you go and see if there's anything under Gadarene in the collection?
Get a what?
Gadarene.
Gadarene.
Could be Gadarene. Probably one of Oswald's favorite restaurants.
Haven't you got to keep to your busy schedule? Isn't there an important architects' meeting you should be at?
Nope, not today.
Then you can really be put to work, can't you? Help solve this.
I don't see what there is to solve. You find a picture of my grandmother as a young woman.
I'll tell you what there is to solve. Somewhere in here is what happened next. We just have to make the connection. Jesus.
Gadarene.
Wait a minute, Gadarene. There's something biblical, isn't there? It's just coming back. My Bible classes. Wasn't there something about the Gadarene swine? Hogs. They threw themselves off a cliff?
Yes?
It's just a load of pigs, I'm afraid. A lot of porkers.
I don't think my family ever had much to do with the Gadarene swine.
Yes, well, there may be other boxes, of course.
Come on, you're building a house of cards. You think it's my grandmother. This word here might be Gadarene. It's not going to amount to anything, Marilyn.
Hello, yes? No. Is it the hospital? Is it about Oswald?
Yes, we are still open. We can do that. Yes. Yes, a full set of British Prime Ministers of the 20th century.
Hospital.
Right up to the present day.
Oswald been in an accident?
Oswald tried to kill himself.
I'm sorry. Really sorry to hear that.
He's in a coma.
Anything I can do?
No, I don't think so. That's good of you. I was expecting.
What were you expecting?
For you to be angry in some way.
Because of what?
Because maybe feeling guilty about things.
I don't. Do you feel guilty?
Yes, I do a bit. Because Oswald's not the fruitcake you think he is. I mean, he's not easy, I grant you, but he's a very modern person.
Modern? You're kidding.
No, he is. His mind works very fast, really, really fast. He knows everything that's going on. I just feel I should have kept up with him. Seen his darkness.
I don't understand why, after just being asked to leave a week early, he should try to take his life because of that.
No, I don't understand that too. Not at the moment. I also don't know if he left this puzzle deliberately to test me, or if it was a mistake. What is it, Nick?
I think that Veronica would like a word with you.
Oh, excuse me, I'm sorry to interrupt you, but I just want to check that I haven't missed out any prime ministers of the 20th century. My memory is not what it used to be, you know. I nearly missed out on a law.
Okay. I'll look at them.
Thank you.
Photographs are wonderful things, aren't they?
You can still make a selection. Take all the pictures you want. The offer's open, you know that. Save some of the collection, Marilyn.
I don't think anybody's missing.
What's the matter? I don't think I know this guy. He the guy that hated Mrs. Thatcher?
I think
What's so sick? You're not going to tell me I'm related to him.
something's just occurred to me. Just remembered something. Give me a moment. I've just got to make sure. Wait here till you're called.
She's ready for you now.
Okay, here I am. What you got for me?
Oh, one or two little things.
Just little things. Okay. I have to warn you, Marilyn, I'm very skeptical. You can show me any picture. Absolutely anything. A guy with antlers on his head. I'd say this jerk here is your great uncle. How am I meant to know? You have no proof about anything.
We'll see about that.
There is no proof.
If you say so. Why do you want to distance yourself from it before you've even heard what it is?
Because you and Oswald must think you've got some ammunition.
It's too late for ammunition, isn't it?
Much too late. So, is it something unpleasant you've dug up?
Depends on your point of view.
Marilyn.
It's a great story. I think it is. But of course you may not have time to hear it.
I don't believe a word of it. Whatever it is. But give it to me.
Aren't you worried that we're not packing up yet? We should be getting our things together, shouldn't we? Ready to leave.
Tell me what you found, Marilyn.
Are you musical?
A little. Nothing special. I play a bit of piano.
Okay. Just wondered.
Great houses.
Great houses, yes.
You gonna tell me one of them belongs to me?
This is just before the First World War. Society wedding parties. New Year's Eve parties.
She dancing? Somewhere there, in a terrific ball gown being swept off her feet. My grandmother.
Just like now, there were musicians who specialized in playing at society occasions. There was one group of musicians, these, called the Minotaur Orchestra. There's something quite charismatic about them, isn't there?
The Minotaur Orchestra. More animals.
Your grandmother, Hetty, must have met them when they came to play at a ball she attended in Cork.
Hetty. How did you know she was called Hetty? I never told you that.
Because this Hetty, this innocent Hetty from Gadarene, is about to join up with another sort of Hetty. The Hetty we already knew about. Oswald and I.
So she ran off with someone from this orchestra?
No. She joined the orchestra as a full member.
That's good. I like the idea. It's romantic. She plays at these great dances, mixing with aristocracy. A woman musician. That's great. Hold on.
These now are the pictures I was able to put together because I got the connection. I got the connection that Oswald made. We had this story, we knew where it went, but we hadn't made the connection with Ireland, where Hetty came from. We never traced it back until Oswald started delving into your background.
So, you found my grandmother playing in an orchestra.
Your grandmother's going to surprise you. I really believe she is.
She already has surprised me. If, of course, this woman has anything to do with me.
Hetty, your grandmother, travelled from great house to great house with the Minotaur Orchestra. But there was something about this band. Behind closed doors, they hold their own wilder parties.
That's amazing.
Yes, it's good, isn't it?
This is a setup, isn't it, Marilyn? This funny word scrawled on bits of paper by Oswald, like a serial killer. Gadarene. And now here it is. How convenient. You're giving me this tale, and maybe I'm getting hooked. But I'm very suspicious. It's too easy. Let's find something in his background. Wow, there's an interesting story. And lo and behold, all these photos to go with it.
Well, wow, there is a story, yes. And wow, you haven't heard the half of it yet.
Okay. Let's get at the real Hetty.
You want it short and brutal, then?
Not brutal.
The Gadarene Club is more than just dancing after hours. They're quite adventurous, these young people. What we would call surrealistic pictures.
Weird. Sensual. Is she having an affair with one of these guys?
No, she's not. With both of these guys.
Both?
Yes. The short one is called Robert. The really short one is Neville.
How do you know she was involved with both?
I could say look at the picture. But also I know because soon after they played at Hilton Castle in Derbyshire.
What happened there?
At Hilton Castle, both men suddenly vanished.
Vanished, both of them?
Both of them. Neville Dawson and Robert St. Barry have disappeared. Hetty is questioned by the police. Search parties are sent out. There are newspaper articles. 2 men vanish off the face of the earth. Hetty is reported as having been close friends to both men. Nothing is found. Not a trace of them turns up, even on the moors.
An English mystery.
For the moment, yes. It was assumed the 2 men must have run off somewhere. To America, perhaps, because they were involved in crime.
It sounds plausible to me.
That wasn't what happened, though. Hetty disappears from view Nobody in this country ever photographs her again. But she was still somewhere in this collection. And Oswald found her. There, in Paris, after the First World War.
The new Hetty. Yes.
Here she is, a member of your family. Your flesh and blood.
I only have your word for that.
She's living in a strange world. Some of it semi-conventional. She works as an artist's model. But again, behind closed doors, other things happen. What a weird, claustrophobic world. Very intense world.
No sex. And, pictures, it appears.
Lots of sex, clearly. And drugs. Seances, maybe. See who's next to her?
There he is. No Robert.
No Robert. Definitely no Robert.
What do you mean by that? Definitely no Robert. You have no right to say that. Can't suspicion. Could be anywhere.
He was.
You're not implying Hetty was involved with a murder. That this woman was murderous. There's no way this woman was murderous. Who says he wasn't there anyway? Could have been there. Nobody took a photograph. He could have taken all these photographs himself.
He was there once. When the house was demolished, the house where Hetty had her apartment, human remains were found under the floorboards.
You're making this up.
Under the floorboards of that very apartment.
Some of this may be true, but that is obviously made up.
You don't believe me? Okay. Spig?
Do you read French?
I read French.
Oswald found all these himself. He made the connections. He found her again and again, in the music parties before the First World War, in Paris after the war. He found the apartment. He sent for the cuttings. He followed the trail.
This could all be bullshit.
Oh, yes? Want to know if there's another picture? Want to?
What is that? What have you got there, Marilyn? Jesus.
You're meeting with Eddie. Is that better?
Or do we need to get you something stronger?
No, tea to calm me down. No, that's fine.
I don't think he needs your first aid, Spig.
I don't think it is working somehow. The tea. I mean, I come to this city, to these buildings here, this weird library that oughtn't to be here anymore, and suddenly, bang, out of nowhere, I have a new history.
And do you like your new history?
Yeah, I think so. But I'm beginning to really wonder, you know, because there's this dark, romantic story, maybe even murderous, and on the surface, you know, I've always been quite straight.
On the surface?
On the surface, yeah. But underneath, I've always felt, I've always known there was another side. You know, that's why I came to a foreign city to do this great venture. Get away from one's immediate culture, be freer.
For your spontaneous business school?
Don't mock. But it is, as the kids would say, an awesome feeling. Awesome! To know this is part of me, part of my blood. I mean, everything I knew about my mother, everything I thought about that side of my family, it's all totally different. Massively so. All sorts of things will change. I'll probably dream differently at night. All these new dangerous images coming at me.
And that's exciting, isn't it?
You bet. I mean, it's amazing that you dug away. You wanted there to be a story in my background, and there was one.
There's probably something dangerous in all our pasts. What was great about your grandmother, she loved being photographed.
And I'm thinking, Oswald. It's astonishing what he did. I mean, just from my mother's picture, his memory. He must have stored Hetty's face away in his memory, and somehow...
Yes, he made the connection.
I wonder how quickly that happened. He must have sneaked back here after he talked to me when he started that little fire. He was in here in his hard hat, doing his detective work. No, he gave me the hat back, so it wasn't quite like that. It was a feat of detective and memory work. I mean, it's uncanny.
It's not uncanny. He has his own way of keeping records. It's not all memory. He has his own filing system. It's just a bit different from most people's. I'm going to phone the hospital. I've got to see if there's been any change. Buy the collection.
What?
Buy the collection. You know very well, if it had been split up, you'd never have got the story about your family. Buy it. Hello? Can I have B wing, please? The Aston ward. Hello? I'm looking for information about Mr. Oswald Bates.
What was that name again?
Mr. Oswald Bates.
Oh, yes. Please just hold on for a moment.
Oh, shit. Oh, Christ. I just heard her say something. You know, I just heard her say something to another nurse about the gentleman who just died. I heard her say it. I can't bear it if that's true.
Now just wait. Overhearing like that. Could be anybody.
I heard it. Has something happened? Could you just tell me?
I'm just putting you through to the doctor now. You won't be a moment, can you help?
Yes, could you just... She's gone. I don't think I can hold like this. Why don't we just tell you? Get it done with.
Sorry. Oh.
Please. Please. Why am I not there?
You're great.
I'm great, am I?
Yes, Marilyn. A great, passionate person.
Passionate. I am. Yes.
And a wonderful storyteller.
Well, Oswald's made me a great storyteller this week. He found it. I put it into words.
Hello? Yeah. No, I'm a friend of Miss Truman's. We're working together. Right. There's been a little improvement. Well, I think... No, I won't say it.
What? You were going to say it's the first time you've seen him not talking. I want you to know we followed Hetty's trail and we found everything. At least, I think we found everything. And it was a deliberate test, wasn't it? Of me. Something I could bloody well have done without. Did I win? Well, a little bit. Mr. Anderson, for some reason I hardly ever called him Christopher. Christopher Anderson got an American collection to buy the whole library. They got it cheap, and they didn't want it all, but we persuaded them. We both managed it. It's still all together. It's saved. But not in this country, of course. And I'm bumbling along, working for another picture library. But soon I will try to get my own collection again. And Oswald is very gradually coming back to us. He'll never be the same. He has slowed right down, of course. I see a lot of him. Often we go for walks and have slightly laboured conversation. How much of it is genuine and how much he uses his new slowness for his own ends, I'm still finding out. Oswald, is this nearly right? You did what you did, your suicide attempt, because you saw all this change coming. Like everybody's working lives are changing so completely. And your mind works very fast, and you calculated, that's it for me. Probably won't get used again, ever. My career's over. And you thought, better just check out now? Why waste time?
We are all hit by changing things. Can't.
Can't.
Not able to stop it.
It's like waiting for the oracle to speak. I have to listen to you even more now, because it takes you so bloody long. He changed my life. I'm a lot more confident dealing with the outside world now. And he changed Mr. Anderson's. In doing so, he harmed himself. I tell him many times that without the Oswalds of this world, we have no future. None of us. And he likes hearing that. Naturally.